All right, welcome everyone. That Friday feeling, eh? Actually, not that Friday feeling, because in the charts, the best feeling is Monday. If you know, you know. So we will begin. I'm going to do Forex and crypto all in one. So stay tuned, grab yourself a pen and notepad, or yeah, just watch along, take notes if you want. This will be a bit of a long one. So we will get straight into it. Luckily, I didn't take this, eh? Wasn't a fan of we SFP'd in the first place, so. But it does look like we have created that third tap, and this is now a model 1. And then obviously, if you do want to watch crypto, then fast forward through. Let's get rid of all this because we don't need it. We can pull our range to the second tap. That was the market structure high, which we did SFP. Boom. Like that. And then we can see we created our third tap, ran through supply, so that is always good to see. The only thing that would make me re-enter is demand below, but take note that we are leaving structural supply with us, which is not ideal at all. I'm just scanning for demand, any form of demand I can see. But I'm not really seeing anything clear at the moment. Okay, we can use this. If we get a slow pullback into this, then I will allow it. It's not really the cleanest demand, but it is demand. But at the moment, as we're moving back pretty fast, I will not be entering this because, you know, it's showing signs of weakness. So I'm not going to want to be longing when we are showing signs of weakness. Let's see if this has changed. Hourly. If anything, hourly is probably bullish. Yeah, we broke the hourly market structure here. So this is a breaker structure on the hourly. So hourly is officially bullish. For hourly. For hourly is still technically bullish, and then daily would probably still be bearish, and the weekly will still be bearish. So, yeah, there you go. But just remember that. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. Just remember that as we are bullish on the hourly and the 4-hourly, price is allowed to come into demand, because all it's doing, if it comes into demand, is creating a, you know, bang, we've broken structure, and then it can just make a higher low for a higher high. We can do this. This is a-okay. So don't be like fooled or don't be scared if price is coming down, but the fact that it is leaving supply behind and it is showing signs of weakness and the higher time frame is bearish, then that's something to think about. So unless we get a nice we'll start getting a slow grind down and a break of structure. If we do this and break structure there, I'm not going to be entering that. So yeah, alerts are set. We will be patient. Where was it? GBP AUD was where we just had the alert, and we have created our new range right there. So we will monitor this. Let's do our, let's may as well go to GBP AUD. We'll do our little TA for it. Weekly. Weekly is bearish. Daily, drawing structure from here. We are trending down. Boom, we've broken daily structure to bullish. And technically speaking, we're still bullish on the daily. Which is, yeah, kind of an... technically speaking, yeah, this is our market structure low. And we're so far weakening it. Why is this our market structure low? Because we have created a new market structure high right here. So we can come into here and close here, but close below this, but above this, and that is now a bearish break of structure. So yeah, daily is bullish. We have not broken structure on the bullish, on the daily side, sorry. We have not broken bullish structure on the daily side, hence we are still bearish. We're very close to though, however, right there. For our, what are we saying? The 4 hourly is bearish, which is good for our distribution. A bearish 4 hour is very good for our distribution right now, given the context. And on the hourly, we are bullish. Yeah, alright, we'll leave that as so. And we will come back to it. USD CHF, yep. That's our plan there. GBP JPY. Still alive. Leave that as is. CHF JPY. Bullish on the weekly. Are we still bearish on the daily? Have we broken structure? We are still bearish on the daily. On the 4 hourly, we are still bearish, and then on the 1 hourly, we are still bearish on the 1 hour. So all around fairly bearish pair over here. And we have supply above. This could be a good opportunity for a distribution model. Like so. I think we might even have our Asia lows below us, which we do. Really, really nice liquidity target here. Hopefully we just get some nice deviations here that we can, you know, use. Yeah. So far this is shaping up to be a potentially really nice distribution, but we will wait and see. We'll check back on this later in the evening. Did I not? Did I not? Oh yeah, obviously I'm not going to do it for that one. Just going to put a little alert there to remind myself. Okay, let's have a look on the weekly. We are yeah, I'm not counting this. Technically, regardless, we're bullish. Weekly is bullish. Technically speaking, I was to draw the range just so I don't confuse anyone. This was the correct way to draw market structure. We'll start from here. Inside bar. Yeah, it's bullish. I have a feeling daily might be bearish. So we will keep that in mind. Let's see, are we right or are we wrong? Just realized my pants that I'm wearing don't have any pockets. Oh well. Drawing market structure. Okay, we are now bearish on the daily. Bearish on the 4-hourly. And probably, oh, we could be, nah, we'd be bearish on the hourly as well. Yeah, so all around pretty bearish here. But we do have quite heavy structural demand below us, which I can expect to get a Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Drawing market structure from top down. We are bearish. Bearish, but we have left behind demand, so will be interesting. On the 45 minute, we are still bearish. All right, alerts are set. AUD/USD. Well, all this has been ran through. Weekly, we are, still bullish. Daily, we're still bullish. 4 hour. Haven't made a new high there, so we're still bullish on the 4 hour. Hourly might be bearish. Hourly still bullish. .45 is bullish. I think 30 minute is bearish. 30 is bullish as well, guys. What's the 15-minute market structure low? It's not here. That's the 15-minute market structure low. So we're still bullish. Like, this whole thing is bullish. This whole pair is bullish. I still have my alert set for this potential demand mitigation. CHF, JPI, what just happened there? We have mitigated supply. Hopefully we start getting a pullback like from right now, which is what's kind of happening, but we will see. We're still on the 30-minute. But the fact that we've opened up so high could be good for a potential distribution here that we are slowly moving down. So we'll see. Euro USD. Still have the supply above. This might just still be valid. We will have a look. 4 days, 20 hours between tab 1 and 2, and we are now okay. 4 days, 20 hours is here. So I'm going to put a vertical line at exactly 4 days, 20 hours. Which will be our invalidation. Model so this, if price doesn't mitigate this until after here, then I will start looking at this model being invalid. Unless we get a very local Wyckoff distribution model here, then I am willing to short. But for now it's still valid. For now, everything is all good to go. So we will wait and see what happens there. Do we have local? Not really, it has been mitigated. Like there's just a fair value gap and that is pretty much it. But not clean, not real clean demand. And we do have these nice lows stacking up here. Yep. Weekly. Bearish on the weekly. Bearish on the daily. What's our daily market structure high? That is our daily market structure high up here. Why is this not a market structure high? Because in order to create a market structure high, we need to create a new low first. If this low was created, then the moment we come up here, that's a break of structure. But this is not a break of structure. So we are still bearish on the daily. We'll have a look at the 4 hour. Yeah. 4 hour we are. We'll draw a structure from here. Broken to bearish, then broken to bullish, then broken to bearish again. So yeah, as you can see, we are in a bearish 4 hour trend after SFPing our 4 hour market structure. High there, 4 hour market structure high SFP, very good for a distribution to add confluence. You know, I'm just gonna do bearish weekly, bearish daily, bearish 4 hour, bullish 1 hour. And then yeah, 1 hour was bullish from memory. Yes, it was, because that's our 1 hour market structure low. So we will see what happens here. GBP USD. Respected demand really, really nicely there. I don't think we have any POIs here though for price to come into. I have a feeling that this has been mitigated on the lower time frame. Not to mention there's obviously demand here and quite heavy bullish price action, at least from a local standpoint, of course. Technically speaking, we do have overlapping. We would have had overlapping on the 30-second here, I'm pretty sure. Which has been mitigated as well. So there's your overlapping market structure. And now we are pushing into this, so quite deeply as well. So I'm not really liking what's happening here, but this, and the second we come up, I wouldn't really like my chances of this distribution working out. And this tap as well isn't the best. If anything, I'll be looking at this to be my new range. Let's quickly have a look what's going on here. Right, yes, because we've broken that market structure, so we are bearish on the weekly. Daily is bullish, yes, that is fine. 4 hour is bullish. Yeah, bullish on the 4 hour. Bearish on the 1 hour. Let me just draw market structure to make it easier for you guys to understand. Boom, structure's broken. No valid structure here, so we keep going. Bam, we're now bullish. Bam, we're now bearish because we've broken this low. So we are now bearish on the hourly, and that's our 1 hour market structure high right here. You know what? Too much confusion here. Why not keep it simple? One hour is bearish. I just want to validate this demand from a local standpoint. Yeah, that's fine. And that's where the unmitigated part starts from. Sweet. All right. Move on to the next. Yeah, and then if anything, depending on how if we continue to be bullish here and we break through this 1 hour, then I'll be looking at this as my new range, like so. GBP NZD. Swept yesterday's Asia high. Don't think we're going to be getting a distribution model here, accumulation model here, sorry. My apologies. We are still bearish on the weekly. Let me get my little magical chart here. Still bearish on the weekly, of course. On the daily. Bam, bam. Bam. Yeah, bearish on the daily. For hourly, I have a feeling that would also be bearish now. Yeah. There's your low right there. That got broken. So we are now bearish there as well. And then looking at the hourly, this might be a little bit different. All right, let's have a look here. We are in a downtrend. All these are just internal highs, which obviously do not matter. Pretty simple. We're in a downtrend. My bad. I will correct myself here. That is at our most recent market structure high, valid. Given we've deviated that, this can now be our most recent hourly high. And we have, technically speaking, we have broken it to bullish. So we can change this to bullish. Boom. Just like that. But yeah, but from any like distribution schematics or anything like that in here, I'm not too bothered. It's price is just kind of ranging and you're just going to want to let it range. Awesome. NZD CAD, let's have a look. This could be interesting. This could actually be very interesting. Weekly. We obviously SFP that weekly market structure high. We're still bearish. Daily is let's draw market structure. We were in a downtrend, broke to bullish. Yeah, we are still bullish on the daily. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Bullish there. 1 hour. 1 hour is bullish. So yeah, this whole pair is pretty bullish at the moment, with the exception of the weekly. Sweet. Let's have a look at USD CAD. Talk to me. What's going on here? Weekly. Hold on a minute. Let's draw some market structure here, eh? We've obviously been downtrending, with that being our market structure high. We have all these internals. That's our most recent market structure low. We've broken structure to bullish. This becomes our new market structure low there. Boom, boom, boom. We're now bearish. Boom. Yeah, that's valid. We are in a... Oh, did I just do this on the 18 hour? I did do this on the 18 hour. My apologies, guys. Let's redo this. Weekly bullish. Boom. Yeah, it is because we've broken here to bullish. That's our most recent market structure high on paper, but we've actually SFP'd this. So this is not a low, and we're technically continuing our uptrend. So yeah, that was correct. As much as it doesn't look like it, it is correct market structure. Daily. Daily is also bullish, guys. I hate to say it, but it is. Boom. It's just an uptrend. We've broken here to bearish, and then we broke up pretty quickly to bullish. So yeah, this could just be a massive higher low for a higher high like this. So daily is bullish, 4 hourly being bearish. Kind of sounds about right. Bam, 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 bullish, bearish. Yes, that is valid. And then the hourly being bullish also looks valid to me, and it is. With our hourly low being here. So that is a okay, guys. Perfect. But yeah, in terms of any like ranges or anything like that forming, nothing at the moment. Let's have a look at what Euro NZD is saying. Front ran this, boom. Weekly bullish. We will be the judge of that. Yeah. Weekly is bullish. Daily is hold on a minute. Starting from here, boom, bang, 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 bang. No valid structure in here. Bang, 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 bang. Just ranging, just ranging, just ranging. Bang, we're now bearish. We're now bearish. Just ranging in here. Let me draw this properly. Bang. Yep. I'll have to continue from here. So we haven't if this was lower than here, then yeah, this would have been our market structure high, and then we would have officially been bullish. But because we haven't deviated, we're still ranging internally between these swing points here and here. So we are still in a downtrend. Daily is bearish. Write that shit down. For hourly. We're bearish, and then hourly will probably be bearish unless we've broken it. I think we may have broken it, guys. Valid structure. Yeah, we are now bullish on the alley. Well done. Okay. Boom. And then from a structure perspective, given we are bullish on the alley, we can look for accumulations, but didn't really happen. And there's also nothing really internally, just a bit of structural demand around here. Yeah, then this demand has been mitigated on the lower time frame, so I will not be using it. Yeah, just not much to work with this pair at the moment, and that's alright, guys. Like, you got to realize you can't be forcing setups. There'll be times where just nothing's going to be showing, so you can't be, dissecting this to the exact, candle, because maybe something will work. Like, the best setups are the ones that just look the cleanest, and you notice it like straight away. The harder it is for you to look and to dictate if it is a valid setup or not, then it's probably not going to be valid. Weekly bullish, that's fine. Caught out again, eh? Okay, weekly's bullish as fuck. Daily is bullish. That's our structure. Market structure low on the daily. I think this whole, yeah, we're bullish on the alley, on the 4 hour. We might be bearish on the hourly now. Yeah, we have officially broken hourly market structure to bearish. So that means good time to look for distributions. If we can get a distribution here, it'll be very, very interesting. AUD-CHF. Let's draw our structure. Definitely dough on that. Yeah, I'm just going to do this just in case I missed anything last time. Those are our key swing points. So yeah, so the second if we break this, then this becomes our market structure low, but we haven't. So we are still bearish on the weekly. On the daily, we are bullish. 4 hourly, I have a feeling there's a structural break in here. There has to be. No, because that is all inside bar candles. Yeah, we're bullish on the hourly, guys, and then probably bearish on, bullish on the 4 hourly, sorry, and then probably bearish on the hourly. Yes, that is correct. Gonna remove this just to make it clean. So we have broken hourly structure to bearish, which is what's making me, what's tempting me about, you know, potentially shorting, but the only thing that will make me short this, it's just too high time frame to short, and also structurally speaking, even as much as I can, you know, put my stops above there and get like a 4.63, but it's just too long. It's on the hourly. I'd much rather wait for a very local model to present itself. Was that a local model? I think it was. No, that was not. Yeah, I'd much rather wait for a local model to present itself and then for me to enter the local model. See if this is a valid POI. Best way to validate this is on the lower time frame. Okay, it's been mitigated on the lower time frame. However, this is a valid structure. If we can get a nice slow pullback into here, then I will consider taking a little short on a local model. Terrible drawing, but you get the gist. All right. Euro GBP, our last Forex pair before we dive into commodities. Are we bullish on the weekly here? Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like it. No, we are bearish on the weekly because that's our most recent market structural low. Yeah, we are bearish on the weekly. Probably bearish on the daily. Using market structure. Broke to bullish. Now bearish. Yep. We are bearish on the daily. Can't skip the 4 hourly, can we? Why does it say bullish on the 4 hour? we're in a downtrend. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I was thinking when I wrote this, but we are in a bearish 4-hourly downtrend. This is just making a lower high for a lower low. And then on the hourly is the same. I'm going to make it easy and draw it from here. Yep. Bearish as well. That is easy to know, and technically speaking would have made this a whole lot more yeah, it would have given me a bit more confidence had I been more aware of the context, especially with this really nice return to zone, man. Like, so given this, I will look for, should there be any, I will look for retracements. Are there any? Maybe. I honestly do not know. Maybe in here, but I feel like it's a bit too far-fetched. I will allow that from here. Should we come back up? All right, that is Euro GBP. Yeah, if you had the opportunity to enter here, then fair play. Where would I have entered? Technically speaking, it would have been a tricky one because of these wicks. Yeah, it would have been pretty tricky to enter this regardless. We are leaving some nice potential buy side, so you might come back up and get one final pullback, which would be really ideal, but we will wait and see. I'm not gonna force anything. All right. So yeah, in terms of Forex, keep an eye out on USD CHF. Keep an eye out on JBP, GBP, AUD. And yeah, the rest of these pairs are just got alerts on it. We will wait and see. This is still kind of just in that awkward weekly. Weekly still bullish. Daily is technically speaking bearish because we've closed below. So I will count this daily as bearish. I will count this daily as bearish. Have closed below there. Where on earth did the That just disappear somewhere. For hourly is bullish. And then hourly. Could this be exactly the... I just had a very important email come through which I completely forgot about. That's okay. Bam, bam. Oh, these fucking equal. Doesn't matter because we made technically broken the high. We are in an uptrend. That's our most recent market structure low. Boom, but yeah, it doesn't matter anyway because we are now bearish. Bearish on the hourly, ladies and gents. There you go. Silver. Weekly is bullish. I feel like this is going to be the same, most likely. Boom, boom, boom. Daily is bearish. Bam. Structure's broken to bullish. Let's draw this so it's easier for you guys to see. Uptrend, uptrend, uptrend. Boom. Broken to bearish. Yeah, technically speaking, we're bearish regardless because this was no correct market structure. And then we've deviated here, so this is our next market structure high. So we are bearish on the daily. Boom. 4 hourly is bullish, allegedly. Allegedly. Bearish. Bullish. Yeah. Bullish on the 4 hour, and then I'm gonna say bullish on the hourly. Hell yeah, bullish on the hourly. Nice. So yeah. There is our little context. And then for oil, just a shit ton of ranging really. Weekly is bullish. Daily is also bullish because of this wick. For hourly, that's our 4 hourly high. Just market structure high there. We'll draw structure there so you guys can all see. That is actually valid because of those 2 consecutive ones there. That doesn't really matter. Right, bang. Broken 2 bearish there. Yeah, that's a sneaky one that it's very easy to miss that, you know. Market structure high. Bam, bam, bam. Bullish. Boom, boom. Bam. And then that's broken there again. So we are now bearish on the 4 hourly. Boom. Sweet, and then on the hourly, let's go on there. Right, structure, bang, bang. Boom. Yeah, heavy bearish on the hourly here. That's exactly why we got that reaction where we did. So we'll see if we get a move back. Oh, I'm not going to draw this as a range. It's probably not going to go ahead. But yeah, that is Forex. And I'm just going to scan through the crypto market here. All right, Bitcoin still uptrending. Like, it is what it is. Can't do much about it. USDT would be heavy downtrending. There it is. But, ladies and gentlemen, there's our hourly. We have broken structure beautifully. And that also means I expect Bitcoin to follow. And this is a beautiful, beautiful break of structure. So watch this space. Demand, bam. Let's check low time frame. Overlapping as well. Man, honestly, this is very, very high level. Bam. That's been mitigated. And then I have a feeling here will be a very, very refined. Yeah, perfect. This showcases the exact true inefficiency of this whole move, which you or I expect to get a really, really nice reaction from here. If we respect this, then if you guys are holding, sell. Sweet, all right. And given now we know the exact context of USDT dominance, we want to keep an eye out for Bitcoin to start topping, which it kind of already has. So we sort of did miss this. It would have probably happened as we broke structure on USDT. Point being now is I kind of just want to see what distribution will we get. We have a OBIF in here. 2 actually, so yeah, you can, even this as well is a telltale sign that we may have had a local top in Bitcoin. Perfect. And then here's another supply area right here. See, most people don't put in the effort to actually look at this from a tactical point or from a technical point. They just see the little pullback and they're like long. Could actually take this long into supply. If we haven't missed that already. If we can come back in here for an extended tap, I am pretty happy to long this. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So we will see if we can get a nice pullback in here. Have a bit more demand here. And you have this right here. Is that market structure? Did I just, no. Oh, no. No. Okay, so Bitcoin is actually looking pretty interesting. The market is looking interesting. Could have a little last pump here, a little shakeout, and then we just dump. What I would like to see, ideally something like this. Bam. Break structure. Bam. And then we absolutely drop. Part of me is thinking, should I make these two separate videos? But how many people are going to miss this gold at the end? Probably quite a few. That's my prediction. All right. So given we know the context here, let's see, how long has this been going on for? I can work with that, 16 hours. ETH. Yeah, ETH may have actually confirmed this distribution. Obviously, I gave you my reasoning as to why I never took it. This is a bit, yeah, it's just not a clean, clean range. Let's have a look at TON. Yeah. So yeah, given we know where USDT dominance is, we can start looking for distributions. I feel like this might be a bit too far-fetched. And I feel like we also did have this internal range, which yeah, there you go. As clean as you could get it. Should we ever come back up here anytime soon? My alerts are set. But I'm not gonna prey on it. Demand has been mitigated perfectly. Just enough for us to, you know. There's our tap one. There's our tap 2. If we mitigated any form of supply in here, which I have a feeling we may have, not necessarily. We technically had this. Yeah, which was a valid mitigation. But it does look like we are going higher at the moment. So I will see if we can get a local range. And then maybe short this here. Because even this itself can just be your, you know, your range. And it's within our deviation tool. So you are definitely allowed to take this. Yeah, I'm actually gonna use this as a range. It is valid. Tap 1, tap 2, Wyckoff low. Mitigated extremes, and now we simply look for a break of structure. We've SFP'd this. Broken bullish on the 10-minute. And this is our market structure low. If we can get a good close here, this will be our market structure low, which we'll see. Then the second we break this, stops above here, pretty much de-risk at a 3RR, and then you just have to let the rest go. Like, yeah, for a nice 8.94 RR. So monitor the market structure low there. Pepe has also it would have broken back to bullish. The question is with this is, do we come up even higher and make it, but then it's already too, it's like fairly stretched out, you know what I mean? Like it's just been one big uptrend, sorry, but obviously knowing the context that we know with USDT dominance, it might be a little bit different. I'm just trying to see if there's any POIs here that price might want to come up into. This does look like a local top. Same thing, if we can break here, I will be willing to short this. But you kind of have to play it safe and put your stops above there, which is not entirely what we want. And then that would give you a, man, not the best, a 3.2. Is there any, thing is, if there's any supply above, you can probably, if there isn't, sorry, you can de-risk. We filled in that imbalance, whatever was left of it. Like there is reason to go higher. That's the issue. So you're essentially taking a risk here. Which is why you kind of have to put your stops where they are. So we'll see if we come up higher or lower. Yeah, that's a valid 5-minute low. soon to be a valid 10-minute low as well. So we'll see there. Doge, I'm not really interested in anything here. Topping formation as well. And we have a supply here. Tau, same here. Very somewhat clear topping formation, or at least from a local standpoint. Let's have a look at virtual. See what happens there. Then obviously I've got my alert set should it go lower. But yeah, this is exactly why it's so important to know the higher time frame context. XMR, local top as well. No real supply there. Gonna leave XMR as is. Litecoin. Knowing the context we do know. We just have quite a bit of supply. Above which I would like to look at in terms of a retest. Then again, looking at this low time frame, it has all been mitigated. We'll see if price can slowly come up there. Local top there as well. Technically Model 2, sorry, completed. So the local top was very easy to predict if we were aware, which we weren't. Render, potential entry here. This seems like it has all been mitigated. Yes, it has. Okay. Well, let's dissect what POIs we had up here. You had extreme liquidity here, which got taken out. So this is your valid second tap. I allow this, and then we might have an extended. Man, if you monitor this, took the break, and then you've seen price come back up, you would be holding on for dear life here. But nevertheless, it has formed a really nice return to zone, so you have reason to hold with confidence. Put it that way. In terms of the POIs that I'm interested in, that has all been mitigated. We can use that. It is strong supply because it's actually swept liquidity, so we've mitigated that. So now we're just watching a break, essentially. But I would like to see a high get made here for a cleaner break. Because other than that, the only break we have is this, which is a 1 minute. Which is not the, yeah. It's not the cleanest, but it'll do. We all remember this one. Classic. Classic. Honestly, it makes me laugh when I look at it. It genuinely makes me laugh when I look at it. Just scanning through here. I think that's valid on 30, which it is. Hype. Really, really well done there. This could get another extended model here. You can't just playing around with the models at this point, really. What will I pay attention to is the reaction we get from here. And then we do have another local, more refined area right here. So, yeah, knowing the context that USDT has a broken structurable, you might get a slight pullback. That can also mean a slight pump in alts, which is why I'm looking at these low time frame shorts here. Oh, longs here, sorry. My apologies. Boom, I like that. All that's set. Aave is doing absolutely fuck all. Okay, XRP. Not interested. Sui Not interested. Maybe we come up and actually start distributing. I don't know. Let's have a look at WIF. I have a feeling that's probably where we will be getting some extreme liquidity, and that is exactly right. Bam. Sold. Not really interested. Asta, definitely not interested. Oh, technically, yeah. We had the little, we're not going to come back to this. So it's now gone. Link. Topping formation there. Same thing, could we get a little local? We might, but the only thing I don't like is the return to zone. There's no return to zone, and we also have supply up here, so you can see this for yourself. I feel like for Link, we're going to continue to go down, at least for now. Bitcoin Cash. Can pretty much scope out the actually, yeah, this has been mitigated, but once again we might have some low time frame liquidity, which is right there. Sweet, let's have a look and see what Trump is doing. Invalid, but never fear. We might get a little local distribution here. Keep an eye out for it. And this actually correlates. I have a feeling that there might be some supply up here. That's been mitigated. Maybe not. Okay, not entirely. These sort of all been mitigated. But for now, that is still a valid setup here. So we will leave that as is. Brett. Oh, I'll tell you what. This does look pretty good. This, to me, looks pretty good. Boom. It's just very low time frame though, so let's have a look. Yeah, 20 hours. It's also fairly low volume pair nowadays. It's not like the OG Brett, if you want to call it that. We probably broke some form of structure in here. Yeah, there you go, broken 2-minute structure. If we can get a retest up here and then a rejection, I might enter. Otherwise, I will not. I'm only doing it for the retest. Yeah, it's already starting to move. Even with the retest, you'd get like a 2.5. Yeah, it's not worth it. I'm not going to be chasing it down here. So we'll see if we can come up like so. All right. A lot of info to digest in this one. Hopefully you all found quite a bit of use in it. Definitely cooked a bit in the crypto side, and also also you guys would learn quite a bit on market structure today, so definitely take your notes there. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Monitor USDT, monitor Bitcoin, and then you can fairly, not easily, but you have a lot better chances of predicting where things might go if you do your due diligence with context. So yeah, let's move that to tab 3. There you go. All right, alerts are set. We're ready to go. Plan is intact. Thank you all for listening, for watching. If you've made it this far, please subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.